Good evening. It's been a long while, actually. My excuse is that I've been very busy indeed. In fact, with work, I've been putting a lot of effort into my work and haven't really had the time for much else. Also, with the family, of course, it takes up a lot of time as well. Naturally, I ain't been up to much. Can't really say that I have. Nothing spectacular's happened. But again, this is a pickups video. What I've tried to do is like maintain some sort of routine. So once a month, try to make 2 videos, and if I can, one will be pickups, what I've picked up, because it's always probably reasonably interesting what you can pick up in a different country aside from whatever countries you might come in. You might live in Japan, so you might not give a shit what I pick up, but yeah, it might be reasonably interesting to see what I pick up. So that's why I do pick up videos. And to be honest, I do pick up videos because I enjoy them as well. They're really fun for me, and I can also keep a log and see what I've got hiding everywhere if I look back and stuff. Regardless, the other video that I try to do is something that's on my mind, and that's something that I need to express. It doesn't necessarily need to be important, because nothing that anyone says is really important, because anything that anyone says, unless it's based on scientific fact, it's just an opinion. So that's what it should be taken as such, just an opinion. And yeah, everything I say is just an opinion, and everything most people say about video games is just an opinion. So anyway, having a few beverages. It's Friday night, and who can blame me, really, to be honest. And this is what the hell is this? This is X-Men. I've got cover here. Where am I? This Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, and this is like one of the best intros with the best music. It's fucking unbelievably like epic. I mean, it's a beyond amazing. And this is very similar. Must be the exact same engine as X-Men versus Street Fighter for the Sega Saturn, which was a Saturn only release. Japanese Saturn only release, but this was actually released across all regions. So this is available in PAL 50 Hz as well, so it'll run a little bit slower, but obviously the colours would be more vivid, and the colours on this game are absolutely spectacular. I mean, this is like without like trying to make a pun or anything, this is an absolute marvel to behold. I absolutely love the character animation, the background animation, the colours, the gameplay, the moves, the music. It's a fucking masterpiece, to be frank. And so is X-Men versus Street Fighter. They're like the two. These are like the two best. Two best. I got the other one there. I might as well show you. Fuck it. It'll be my first one. I'll show you. These are my two favourite 2D beat 'em ups by a mile. They are unbelievable. I think by the time it got to like things like Marvel vs Capcom 2 and 3, I think it just got a little bit complex, where they had a start menu and a list move in the middle of the fight, because they knew that they had to put it in. Obviously things had advanced by then. They could put a moves list in the middle of a game, but games had become so technical by then that they had to throw a moves list in there, because people would be referring to it quite frequently. And back in the old days, you know, instruction manual and just some common sense and some memorization, and that was all you needed really to play 2D beat 'em ups. And I think this was sort of where they peaked with the 2D Saturn beat 'em ups. And then after that, for me, it just got a little bit too technical. I still appreciate them, but nowadays, like Street Fighter 4 and stuff like that, I think they're just kind of overly technical for 2D beat 'em ups, because 2D beat 'em ups are 2D beat 'em ups. They're two-dimensional beat 'em ups, and they're not saying they should be basic, but they shouldn't be so technical. And I think just I like the tag team in this, but like having a Marvel vs Capcom 2, like 3 players. God knows how many players Marvel vs Capcom 3 is, but yeah, it just gets a bit too much. They have to. It's like Gillette, you know, the razors. Like they have to keep on selling it. So at first it's 2 razors. Everyone's happy with 2 razors. Everyone's happy, fucking delighted. You know, closest shave ever. Closest shave ever. You know, a year later, Mac 3. You know, and it's £1 more expensive or a couple of dollars more expensive, and you're like, oh well, it's got an extra blade, so it must be better. So you buy it, and then the next year it's 4 blades, and it's got a little aloe vera strip on it, you know, and you're like, well, it's got an aloe vera strip, so might as well, you know. And that's the same thing with these games, you know, and you just think there's a point where it's the same close shave, it's the same game, they're all 2D beat 'em ups. But at one point they peaked, and that's why I always used to buy Gillette Mac 3. I always used to buy Gillette Mac 3 because at the end of the day, they were fine. There was nothing wrong with Gillette Mac 3. So what's the problem? What's the problem? Just fucking be happy with what is there, and don't try to make it over technical. And I think sell people a gimmick. Just enjoy what was there. And I think this is what I mean. Like animation wise, gameplay wise, it peaked for me here. And then after that, you know, I like Marvel vs Capcom 2. I think it's a great game, but it doesn't touch the Saturn. It doesn't touch the Saturn 2D beat 'em ups, in my opinion. But anyway, moving swiftly on, because I'm on 7 minutes and I haven't even showed any games yet, and I'm talking a load of shit. Or my beer is talking a load of shit anyway, so regardless. So I'm going to start off with my Saturn pickups, because that was the majority. Actually, I won't, because that is the majority of what I bought. So obviously I bought X-Men versus... Look, this is an upgrade. So this is X-Men versus Street Fighter. And then also the other Marvel superheroes was an upgrade. I also got with a lot. I got Rockman 4, which I must say, it's a fantastic game. I had Rockman X6, which is up here, which I've been playing a wee bit on the PS1. Not great, not bad, but just not a Rockman classic. This fucking was very good, very good, excellent game. Music absolutely amazing. Blew my mind. Gameplay fantastic. Everything just super cool. Like when you're sort of mouth open, edge of your seat, not edge of your seat, but kind of like just really enjoyed it anyway. But X6, not great. X4, fantastic, amazing game on the Saturn, with the cutscenes as well, which are very I don't know. I like them. I like the cutscenes on the Saturn Mega Man games. I think they're brilliant. Anyway, moving swiftly on. I got an upgrade as well on Sega Rally. So this one comes all shiny and stuff, and it comes with the spine. So it's a great arcade port and a decent game, and I enjoy it to pick up and play every now and then. Sega Rally. So yeah, happy to have that. Panzer Dragoon. Zwei. I had this, but it had a Puyo disc inside. But this one, all complete, spine, a mint as well. Again, this was a really nice lot actually. The first Panzer Dragoon, again, I think this is complete with spine, and a really pretty spine as well. It's got the disc art on the spine. Really nice actually, really nice. Yeah, obviously rail shooters, the pair of them, and must-haves for the Saturn. Sonic Jam, my god. I've always seen this game, but to be honest, I never ever did any research on it, and I should know about Sonic games, but I've got a similar game for the GameCube, Japanese GameCube, Sonic Mega Collection, I think it's called. and it's got ports of the original 3 games. But to tell you what, it was one of the worst ports of the original games onto a newer console that I've ever experienced, especially with the GameCube pad and the analog stick. It just doesn't cut the mustard at all. This was absolutely fantastic, amazing ports of the game, in my opinion. Sonic Jam, and you could play the Sonic and Knuckles versions of the game as well. Really thought it was fantastic, especially as the Sega Saturn pad is reminiscent of the Megadrive pad with the 3 buttons running horizontally. It really did. It really was fantastic, and I loved it. I loved playing Sonic 1, 2 and 3, and it feeling authentic. It didn't feel like a shambles like I played on the GameCube. It was fucking abysmal. Really bad. Really bad. But this felt really good. Really good, and I recommend that. I'm sure everyone knows what it is, except for I didn't. I knew what it was, but I never researched it. Anyway, Druid, yes, Druid. This looks like the original Diablo sort of game. Now, it's made by Koei, who are quite a prolific producer of games and quite good, high quality games. But this runs very slowly. It is an RPG of sorts, but I couldn't make head nor tail of it. But I want to keep it because it's really quirky, and I like quirky games, so I'm keeping it. Kind of stands to reason, doesn't it? Area 51. This is obviously a light gun game, I believe. It should be a fucking light gun game, I hope so. Not done any research on it, again. I think the spine's in the booklet, actually, so this should come with spine completely. So regardless, Area 51 is not exactly blowing anyone's mind. Master of Monsters. I didn't play this one, actually. Not yet, anyway. Does it come with the spine? It might do. I don't know. I didn't look at this one. But it's interesting anyway. Master of Monsters. Capcom. Another Capcom game. Vampire Savior. I had oh, bloody hell, sorry. My phone's really close to me. So yeah, I had the other one, which was, what is it? Vampire Hunter. So to get this one, I think there's probably maybe one more, but I think that's both of them. I'm not sure. You need to have spine. Oh, one has spine. The first one I had has a spine. It's become important for me now, I suppose, being in Japan, because sort of people here obsess with spines. And I sort of understand it. It's the original packaging, part of the original packaging. So it is like there's something missing if it's not there. So yeah, Vampire Savior. Marvel Superheroes, which is basically, again, another 2D Capcom fighter with Marvel characters and no Street Fighter characters this time. It's just Marvel fighters. And I think also one of the producers or something makes an appearance in one of these in this game, or maybe it's the other one. So yeah, pretty quirky game and good, very good, but not as good as X-Men vs Street Fighter or Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. Horror Tour, and this basically is, I've got to move back, but I can't get the game set. Horror Tour is basically a to be honest, I don't know what the fuck it is. I know it's a front view, you know, where you scroll, these old PC games where you're scrolling through and you've got to turn left and the whole screen just sort of jerks like this, and then you have to go forward like a bit, and then you can only turn left or right. Really primitive. Like there is no way to look around. I did play the first 10 minutes, but it wasn't much fun anyway. So over here it goes. And then this is a Konami game, and I never played it as well, but Henry Explorers, and it might come with the spine and stuff, but I don't know. But Henry Explorers, Konami, it might be good, it might be really shit, I don't know. I'm I'm keeping an open mind on that one. Keep an open mind. So I'll move on to basically the reason I bought this Saturn lot. Actually, first of all, I'll go on. So I've showed you X-Men versus Street Fighter, which was this, and I mean, I got this because it was an upgrade to what I had, and it's really in nice condition. I mean, it's in fantastic condition. None of them. I got 3 of these big box games basically, and none of them came in mint condition, and none of them came with the RAM pack either. The RAM packs are really easily replaced, but the condition of the outer boxes is not so easily fixed, obviously. The second one that I got was King of Fighters 96, and this is a game that I haven't really coveted at all, and haven't played. So I need to get on it really, but I mean, I've got so many decent quality fighters that this really hasn't been at the top of my list at the moment. Anyway, so yeah, King of Fighters 96, no RAM pack, but really like in nice decent condition. I'll give it a go. I'm happy to collect the SNK fighters, but again, I'm much more determined to collect all of the Capcom fighters than I am the SNK fighters, but yeah, we'll see how things transpire. Anyway, the reason I bought the lot, and this was the star of the lot, absolutely, and I was like completely blown away when it came, because again, I've had like really bad luck. It's not in mint condition by any means, right? There are a couple of nicks on it and stuff like that, but I was just absolutely, you know, blown away. I mean, it was. I mentioned it in my previous video actually, as a game that I was probably unlikely to get. All in all, I bought 60 Sega Saturn games, including all of those, including Guardian Heroes with its spine as well, which I've shown. I had Guardian Heroes in a previous video, so I didn't feel like showing an upgrade of it. But plenty of like great games I got. 60 of them for $200 or less than $200 even, but this was the star of the show basically. So I got Street Fighter Alpha free, or Street Fighter Zero free for the Sega Saturn, a Japanese Sega Saturn. Now this game is really expensive. I've just noticed a couple of things. There is a tear here. There is a rip here, but generally, I mean, there's no squashing and there's no rips, like major rips and tears and stains and stuff like that. I'm more than happy with that. I am more than happy with that for the price that I got it, inclusive of a bundle. I am more than happy with it. I've played it. I thought it was a fantastic game. I still prefer X-Men versus Street Fighter, which is much cheaper. I think this game I love Street Fighter Zero, but still I don't rate it as highly as I do as X-Men versus Street Fighter or Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. In my humble opinion, they're better games, but it's a matter of preference. I know people absolutely adore this game and this port of the game. And the reasons I didn't want to do any kind of research on the game, but I've got the game already for the PS1 somewhere. If I can grab it quickly, I'll grab it quickly. If I can't, I'll just come back. Street Fighter. There we go. So I've got Street Fighter Zero free, and this has got spine. It's really in nice condition. Actually, I'll show you this because it really is a lovely looking disc. I don't know if the power disc is the same, but it's got a beautiful manual, absolutely stunning. The spine's beautiful as well. But this is the PS1 version. Disc, absolutely gorgeous. It's upside down. I should probably turn the disc upside down, but I think that's, I don't know, Kemi? Probably? Oh, fuck knows. But really beautiful version of the game. But it was apparently a port of the Dreamcast port, and this was a standalone port, and this was made using the arcade engine that the Saturn has, that was capable of producing much more, I don't know, better sprites, bigger sprites. The sprites were more, they were bigger on this version of the game, and they were, I don't know if they were more detailed, but the game ran more slickly, and people just rate it. This is a more accurate. This is more similar to the arcade port than the Dreamcast and the PS1 version, according to the aficionados. I mean, it is different to the PS1 version. I've played both versions, and this is definitely different and definitely better. But is it? This is $15. This one, and this is $250. Is that worth, like? Is this worth 20 times more than that? I don't think so. Obviously not. But again, I got it for a good price. So, and I have been collecting Capcom fighters for the Saturn. I never expected to come across that, and I never intended to buy it. But it was just there, and it was for such a good price, and I had to buy it. So yeah, I was really happy with that. The next pickup. This was a bit of a random one, and to be honest, I tried to sell this at first. I went on I went on one Facebook group, and I tried to flog it, basically, because I wasn't too keen on collecting for this system. I wasn't even intending to collect for this system at all. But in the end, I just thought, you know, if I ever get this system in the future, I might regret letting go of this game. And then looking back and thinking, why the fuck did I do that? Because I've done that a few times with a couple of things that I bought, and I just thought, what the hell did I let go of that for? And I've regretted it. And sometimes, you know, not serious regrets, but just regrets that can just nibble away at you. And they are monetary, also nostalgic regrets, you know, because you think, I've missed out on that nostalgia, I've missed out on money as well, you know, like there are two factors. Obviously, but yeah, missing out on nostalgia and money are probably quite equal. But yeah, if you lose out on a lot of money, obviously that hurts. But if you lose out on a little bit of money and a lot of nostalgia, that hurts as well, you know. So anyway, I'm fucking waffling. This game is Steam Hearts, which is a porno shoot 'em up by all accounts. It's like. It's very, very collectible. Like, I know it's sold for loads of money on eBay, $160 or something like that, or the last one when I checked anyway. Super CD-ROM, comes with spine, mint condition. Was gonna sell it because I ain't got a PC Engine, never had a PC Engine, not really into PC Engine, but not my cup of tea. Well. It wasn't going to be my cup of tea. Yeah, at the moment it's not my cup of tea. Will it be my cup of tea? I have to keep hold of it and find out, really, because I could cash in and get $160, spend it on something else that I really want. But at the moment, I think that I'm just going to keep hold of it. Wait till I get a PC Engine, give it a bash. No, give that a bash. Give this a bash. And then, yeah, see how it goes. It might be a good shooter. Yeah, I don't know. God knows. Anyway, going to speed this up. Well, probably won't, because I've got no reason to really go mad, because it's my only video this month, probably. My Super Famicom pickups. My Super Famicom pickups were very light on the ground. I've probably got a few, maybe more than what I'm showing. I think I only got two. I think I only got two. But anyway, neither came with instructions. There were only two. But Batman Returns I picked up, and this is a really fantastic game. I never played it before. I never played it, to my shame. I'd never played it. No instructions. Where to the box. Honestly, I paid a pittance for it. I paid like £3 each for these games. So really happy to have them boxed. And the next one, more so this one. And more so this one. I played this up until level 5 or something like that. and it was really enjoyable. Great side scroller beat 'em up. I never got to the car part, so maybe a level 4. I thought Catwoman. I think Catwoman spanked my ass, or maybe I got past Catwoman. Can't remember. You fight Catwoman a couple of times, maybe a few times. Penguin was fine, right? Anyway, so this was great, fantastic. But next one, we've got the same bundle, but £3 as well. Dragon Ball Z, I need this one. Again, quite a fair bit of wear, no manual, but really nice box art, and I need this, so I'm happy to have it. This isn't the final one, unfortunately for you. I'm sorry. There's more, but this isn't the biggest pickups I've ever done. Like I've made lots more pickups on other months, but this month I've concentrated on a few other things, like buying cables and stuff like that, and extension leads, and trying to sort out my life. I mean, this is running on a S-video cable, my Saturn, which sounds really futuristic, doesn't it? Yeah. It's not quite a frame meister and a HDMI and an upscaler, downscaler, and I don't know, a monkey running a wheel with someone with a giant electric plug plugging it into the monkey's arse, and then taking it out into an ice cream cone through a potato, and then into a HDMI mid-scaler. There's none of that, unfortunately. No, it's just an S-video cable, unfortunately, for you. But anyway, it looks fantastic in my opinion. Like, for me, it looks like fantastic. I fucking think it's brilliant. But that's my opinion. Obviously, other people might not be happy with it, but I love it. I think it's brilliant. I see every individual pixel more or less, but that's pixelated games for you. You generally do, especially when it's in its most defined definition, I suppose, if you could say that. Anyway, moving swiftly on, my Megadrive games, which sounds bizarre, doesn't it? Because I don't usually collect Megadrive games, do I? But literally, I bought a Megadrive for about £7, and it got sold to me as junk, so it didn't work. So it's down there anyway. Oh, fucking hell. There you go. Come here, you bastard. So, bought Megadrive. Come on, out you come. There you go. So, Megadrive 1 only plays through composite, unfortunately. So, really frustrating, to be honest. Really annoying. So, I bought all the bits to do an S-video mod, which I'll try and accomplish. I've got half the bits, but I bought some capacitors and S-video panel fitting, female socket, and stuff like that. So I'll see if I can butcher one in myself. I'll give it a bash, because I really cannot deal with the picture was flickering on and off and stuff like that. And anyway, because I had Taxogen before, which was I gave a bash off, but it kept flickering on and off. So yeah, I need to do that S-video mod anyway. But it came with Sonic, and it came with Puyo, all for £7 roughly in British pounds, or $10 in American money, or £6 in British money, I suppose, roughly. So yeah, happy to have a Megadrive. Not overwhelmed. The pads are fucking ridiculous. I mean, it's like a fat man's boomerang. You know, it's just ridiculous. It's shit. It really is just so cumbersome. There's no ergonomicness, ergonomicness. There's no ergonomic dynamism. There's nothing to it. It doesn't. It really annoys me, actually. I don't know what happened, but Sega Megadrive pads are shit. Anyway, finally, last but not least, is my GameCube pickups. They're not plentiful, but they're there. So I will go through them one at a time. Oh shit! I nearly missed one, which is a very, very, very important part. Two. Okay, so first one I picked up. I did a private lesson, English lesson, in a cafe one day, and got some money. So I went to a video game shop and I bought Ultimate Spider-Man. 800 yen I paid, which is there. 800 yen, or should I turn it upside down? Or should I turn it right way around? 800 yen. Great price, in great condition, complete with manual. And I went to book off Eco Mall, and I paid 300 yen for this, which is Zoo Cube, and it's in really good condition. Actually, it's not. It's got someone's name on it, Megumi, in pen on the front. But it costs 300 yen, so about £1.50, if not £2, roughly. Next one, Mission Impossible for the Japanese GameCube. Now, my voice did perk up there, and I sounded quite excited because fuck me, I've never seen this before, apart from the time that I saw it on eBay. This is really rare for the Japanese GameCube. And I should know because I've been like actively searching games for months now, and this is one of the rarest games for the GameCube. Doesn't mean it's good by any means, but it just means that it's very rare, very hard to come by. So very happy to get this now, especially in this really like nice shape. It's in good condition, so I can wrap that in cellophane and put it away. I'm not sure if I'll play it because it's in Japanese. Firstly, I could play some games in Japanese, but maybe not these. Maybe not Mission Impossible. Next one, I have to say thank you to a guy, John. His name's John, and if you're watching this, thank you again, John, for tracking this down for me. Really like overwhelmed to find this game because it was the only Tony Hawk's game released for the Japanese GameCube. And I've been searching for it actively on Yahoo Auctions and eBay, but I'd never really thought of like branching into Google, which sounds kind of lame, but I just thought, you know, I'm going to get ripped off, and I was trying to take my time. But he found one for a really reasonable price, $20 I got it for, which is about 12, 13 quid. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, the only one released for the Japanese GameCube. I never thought that it existed. I knew it existed on the list of games, 284 GameCube games released in Japan. This was one of them, but I just never really could conceive its existence without actually seeing it in the flesh. But I saw it, and when it arrived in the post finally, and I'm overwhelmed. And I ripped this to pieces. I've been playing so much of this. I played hours and hours of this. Like loads and loads of levels, trying to beat the highest scores on every level, trying to max my stats as well. Fantastic memories. Tony Hawk's 1 on the PS1, spent so many hours playing that game. So many hours, ridiculous. Next one, a real unique game for the Japanese PS1. The next two games both came with a bundle. And it was only released in Japan. It was the Metal Gear Solid bundle, so to kind of like spoil the party. This is Metal Gear Solid, but this is the Famicom version of the game. And this is a re-release on the Japanese GameCube. Very hard to come by. Being sold separately, especially. And it's in fantastic condition, this one. Really is in fantastic condition. So I cannot complain about that. I got it for about $40, maybe 40, 42, 41, 42. So very pleased to get that. Next one, same bundle. It's actually the same as the red front. The PAL Metal Gear Solid is totally different to the NTSC American Metal Gear Solid cover. Actually, the PAL and the Japanese one are the same. Only the Japanese one's obviously printed on cardboard and a much smaller box. But it's still that red and black kind of cover. This only came with the Japanese GameCube bundle that was the Metal Gear Solid console. And it was paired with that game. But basically, this is Metal Gear Solid. Exactly the same as the one, the normal edition. And it came with that. Paired as a pair. Really hard to find this. Really hard to find that. This is about $80 on eBay. I got it for about $45, $50 from a link in Japan, which isn't too cheap actually. From someone in Japan, I probably could have held out, especially for the condition it's in. It's not in. I mean, you can see not extensive wear, but just growing wear around the edges, and I'm not, you know, I'm not too pissed off. There's also a bump on his forehead. You can see it there. I'm not too displeased. I know it's really rare, but it's like the really, 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 really rare ones I want to get in mint condition, preferably, or as close, excellent condition at least, because they're more expensive. And yet, if you fork out twice for the more expensive games, obviously it's going to cost you double an expensive price. So that's my last game anyway. So Metal Gear Solid, that came with the Metal Gear Solid bundle for the Japanese GameCube. I've got both of those now. So I didn't really make a huge headway with the Japanese GameCube nor the Super Famicom, but I'm kind of just, this month I've kind of just bought what I wanted to buy, reasonably speaking. I've taken my foot off the pedal in regards to buying just everything, like massive bundles of everything. Because I'm literally running out of space in everywhere in this room. It doesn't look like it now, but if you looked like down here, and then up in the cupboard there, and then up in the top cupboard as well, it's fucking packed, this room, and it's only taken like much less than a year. I've been here since September, October last year, and I've already just completely filled this room with mostly crap, to be honest. So I'm not gonna polish a turd or lie. Most of it is crap, so I need to get rid of it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you again soon. Bye bye.